have a certain amount of guilt about always being the person that is standing at a podium or answering questions or talking about that, because I feel like that the true heroes in this, the investigators that did the casework on this, I cannot say enough about them. Just unbelievable police work.
That was the director of Arkansas State Police, Mike Hager, talking about the work that police did leading up to this moment when Andrew McGann was taken into custody for the double murder at Devil's Den State Park. Colonel Hager spoke before the Arkansas Legislative Council and the state capitol about the manhunt. He also credited new technology and investigative techniques with helping law enforcement bring the suspect into custody. And more movement in the case today as suspect Andrew McGann appeared for arraignment, pleaded not guilty to 2 charges of capital murder. 5 News reporter Bo Russell was in the Washington County courtroom today, joins us with an update on what unfolded there. Bo.
Morgan, I got to court around 7:30 this morning. When I got there, I saw a court order on the front door. It said that video and audio recording of any kind is prohibited in or around the courtroom. Legal experts say that's not out of the ordinary for a case of this magnitude, but what was surprising was that the window to the courtroom was blacked out and the public was completely barred from seeing the arraignment. Legal experts tell me what happened today is bizarre because Arkansas State Code 1610-105 state that the sitting of every court shall be public and every person may freely attend the sittings of every court. The judge's decision to completely block the hearing even confused state senators who brought it up at that council session earlier today.
Read an article while we were sitting here about the judge closed the courtroom today and even taped over the one window that you could see in the courtroom. And I mean, there's interest from the public that wants to know. And yes, this case has to move forward, but I don't understand that either.
I did talk to a representative at Judge Taylor's office and asked plainly why Judge Taylor decided to completely close the proceeding. They would only say they will not comment on the case. Andrew McGann's next court appearance is scheduled for November 14th. I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
Thanks, Bo. And of course, that case has grabbed national headlines since the crime happened late last month. We spoke with Senator Tom Cotton today about the case, and he says he'll be in regular contact with federal investigators and state leaders for updates as it moves forward.
Yeah, it's a terrible tragedy, and I was just consulting with Governor Sanders a couple days about it. I met with the FBI field office in Little Rock, who helped contribute to the outstanding work of local law enforcement. Obviously, it was a shocking murder, and we all pray for those 2 little girls and their family, and hope that that murderer gets exactly what he deserves.
McGann remains behind bars tonight in the Washington County Jail while he waits trial. We'll be bringing you all of the developments on this case as it moves forward. We've been following a developing situation tonight at the Eco Vista landfill in Taneytown. This photo from our Springdale camera shows a large plume of dark smoke at the landfill that could be seen for miles. Viewers also sent us these photos of the fire. We reached out to Waste Management about the situation. Waste Management says the fire was from a hot trash load that had come in around 4 o'clock and that crews are working to keep it contained. Missouri health officials are investigating after doctors say a person was infected with a rare brain-eating amoeba at the Lake of the Ozarks. The organism lives in soil and warm freshwater lakes, rivers, ponds, and hot springs. Between 1962 and 2024, only 167 cases of this infection have been reported in the U.S. Missouri health officials say while it's extremely rare, warmer temperatures bring on an increased risk of exposure.
I think the most important thing to understand is that this is something that is naturally occurring. It's something, if we looked for it, we could find in almost all freshwater sources. So it's something that's naturally occurring around us all the time. What's rare is actually when it does happen to cause infection.
The CDC says it infects people through the nose, not from person to person, but if left untreated, it can quickly become fatal. New at 6, the F35 training program in Fort Smith is reaching new heights. 5 News reporter Kayla Davis sat down with the commander of the 85th Fighter Group to reflect on a recent accomplishment and share what's ahead as they gear up for the new year.
The first 6 Poland pilots arrived in Fort Smith, Arkansas this past January to learn how to fly F-35 fighter jets from our very own. Now, 8 months later, they've completed that training and are taking on a new challenge.
We're starting the instructor upgrade program for the first Poland class. So the first 2 Poland pilots that finished the training are now in the instructor upgrade program.
That program will prepare pilots to take what they've learned back to Poland.
They are going to be the actual instructors in their home country when they get back home and start flying the F-35.
And as they wrap up instruction with Poland pilots, they prepare to welcome pilots from another country.
Now, Finland is next in the queue, so they should show up at the beginning of 2026, and their first jets get here in the first quarter of 2026.
And not just Finland.
You have Germany, Singapore, Greece, Czech Republic, and Romania right now that are all, and Switzerland that are all in the queue and have signed letters of agreement to come to Ebbing to train.
Singapore recently bought F-35Bs, a variant from the jets they've been training with over the last few months, and will fly those in Fort Smith at the end of 2026 as they continue towards expansion.
We just need the approval overall to make sure that we can house 36 F-35s and 12 F-16s. That would bring us up to 48. We're currently at 24 and 12, and that allows us to train in the F-35B as well.
Colonel Nick Eide says the biggest challenge is working against the clock.
Trying to get the jets here on timeline. There's a whole bunch of irons in the fire, for lack of a better term. It's not only jets, but it's the infrastructure, it's the runways and the airfield piece, and it's back home in the countries as well, getting everything timed and synchronized in order to make things happen.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Kayla Davis, 5 News.
Some historic World War II era planes will be coming to Drake Field in Fayetteville this weekend. A B-29 Super Fortress and B-25 Mitchell bomber. They'll both be at the Arkansas Air and Military Museum, and visitors will be able to get an up-close look at the historic aircraft. The exhibit starts tomorrow, runs through Sunday. Well, it is a big night for the local Marshallese community. The country's national soccer team having its first international match tonight. 5 News reporter Parker Abels is live at Bulldog Stadium in Springdale, where the team is facing the U.S. Virgin Islands. Parker.
Yeah, Morgan. Marshall Islands is the last country in the world without a national soccer team. Well, tonight, that will no longer be true, as they are going to play their first ever international game, like you said, against the U.S. Virgin Islands right here in Springdale. Now, before that happens, we still got a game going on right now between Turks and Caicos and the Arkansas Ozark United under 19 team. That will be in Rogers in about 2027, but the big story tonight is the Marshall Islands. That game is going to kick off at around 8 o'clock. We'll be here throughout the day. And of course, I will have more on that coming up tonight at 10. But for now, in Springdale, covering news where you live, Parker Abels, 5 News.